Hi guys, I am so happy to start this video with a good news, which is that the fires on Madeira, they are over. We got no more fires, which is incredible. But in this video we are gonna go around and see the aftermath of this fire to figure out what actually happened, how much burned, what can be saved, and all these things. And we are gonna start here in Serra d'Água because we were here a week ago and we were devastated by this. This is
also where the fire started.
Yeah, and this used to be one of the most lush valleys of Madeira. And I filmed a video like a month ago where we were just driving and you could see all these like lush green mountains which now are brown and orange. It looks like fall.
We actually haven't seen the aftermath of Madeira. We have a good idea because we've already been to Pico Grande and we are in the middle of the island, so we know what has burned, but we don't know exactly to what extent. But we also want to, you know, kind of address this whole fire and what we hope to have accomplished, all of us together, in order to prevent this from happening again, because that really is what matters, that we don't have fires like this again, because this was the second big fire on Madeira in 10 months. We cannot have this happen again. So we are going to drive around the island to see exactly what the damage is, and I am very curious to see Boaventura because that was one of the fires that I predicted would burn the whole valley. But I don't think that happened, and I don't understand how that was possible, but thank God. They're already working here, setting up new power cables. So the infrastructure was of course damaged, but they're fixing it, which is amazing. But look how, this is so fascinating. The eucalyptus trees here, they are burned, but they're not burned. So we are driving up to a little area called Faixa d'Água, which is actually an area we know intimately because we almost bought land here.
Yes.
And we have friends who have land here, and I think...
Watch out for the rocks.
Whoa. I'm curious if this area was burned
affected
down. So what is fascinating is how the fire hasn't really taken the houses here. I believe that not a single house was taken during this wildfire, and that's despite around 10,000 hectares has been burned. And when you look at the mountains and you see just how invasive the fire is, you know, it even when it's vertical up the cliffs, it just every inch is just taken. That's unbelievable to me how the houses, because I can't imagine that people were here in the houses during the fire, because the smoke alone would have been suffocating. So yeah, even now you can smell you know, the you know, when you have a fire in the oven, it's chimney, it's stark smell. So yeah, but it's sad, fascinating, and beautiful in a way, but sad.
It's so strange how it's all sad and beautiful, but there is this kind of peace and calmness. I think I understand the saying that chaos before cosmos, because this is like cosmos almost. It's
Cosmos?
like, yeah, it's like it's been so chaotic, but it's almost like,
What do you mean with cosmos?
it's like it's gonna sort out itself, you know. It's gonna, there's just like this feeling of peace out here. Everything is so sad, but it's peaceful at the same time. It's strange.
And the cows here, they truly add to the peacefulness too. I love cows. Moo. Limbo.
Obrigada.
For some reason it's always blocked off here, but I want to see Poldacera of here, how bad the fire is, because we haven't been able to actually access that point at all because the roads were blocked off. So I'm going to launch the drone and get a view. It's quite fascinating to see how the fire just stopped along a line almost, where the grass is completely intact. It's like burned and then not burned. It's very fascinating. Unfortunately, none of the windmills seem to have been burned down. That would have been a blessing.
I mean, fortunately.
Unfortunately.
You don't want them?
I think windmills are a criminal offense when it comes to placing them in nature. But let's not get political, guys. But now we're gonna go this way towards Pico Grande, Pico Ruivo, and you can see over there, you see the white little dome, that's Pico Arriero, and that's where the water planes were. So that is an area I'm very curious to see. Amelia, this looks
The same, almost the same,
Thank
which
God.
is amazing. We were very worried about this valley here, because when we were here last week, there were a fire up there. You can actually see where the fire was.
And this is only getting worse because, oh my god, it is coming down here. It's coming down here.
It didn't work its way down to the valley, which is incredible.
Yeah.
I was so worried. I love this place. It looks magical, literally magical.
I would argue it's a miracle, because when we were looking, I was like thinking, and this was like a few days before we had airplanes coming here, I was thinking there's no way this is not going to continue down the valley, because it was going down and somehow it stopped. I don't know how. The wind must have changed, so...
I think it went over there, because you can actually see how it's burnt there. So
Yeah, but it was in that valley, Amalia.
and now it's not. It's so amazing.
So now we are gonna continue around and then up to Pico Ruivo, which is the highest point of Madeira, and then see what the damage is there, because we know that it burned down that peak, but how much did it spread? And also that was part of the walkway, the Pico to Pico walkway, that is most popular among tourists coming here. I hope that it's still walkable. So yeah. I'm just happy that this, like, can you imagine if this was taken?
It's so good that it isn't.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you, Lord!
were so ready to go to Pico Huivo to film everything up there and see what the trail condition is, but the trail is closed. And we just spoke to some firefighters that took off, and they don't know. They're like, the government is in charge of when to open it, and they don't know nothing. So they did say that right now the main issue is that the plants and the bushes, they need to get strong roots so that there are no loose stones on the path, because that is a concern right now. Yeah. So it will take time to recover, but it will recover.
Again, luckily not so many trees in that area.
Yeah.
And
the bushes, they recover much faster.
Yeah, so I think in 3 months or so, that whole black area, generally actually around the island, will be green. Because we saw that with the fire last year, where we drove through the forest and it was very morbid actually. But then already now it's super lush, and actually
not super lush, but it's coming back. It's not super lush.
It's super lush. I have a drone clip. I think it's lush. There's no doubt that this has been hard on Madeira. Not just the nature, but the people. For 10 days we lived in constant fear and anxiety, unsure of where the fire would spread next. It wasn't until day 8 we saw help from Spanish waterplanes. It's our sincere hope that this tragedy becomes a catalyst for meaningful change, ensuring that Madeira develops efficient firefighting strategies to prevent a disaster like this from ever happening again. We are all here because we cherish this majestic island. Now is the time to protect it with the care and respect it truly deserves.